Kung nasunod ang inanunsyo ng Malacanang dapat nung nakaraang Lunes, Pebrero 15, nasimulan na ang pagbabakuna ng COVID-19 vaccine sa piling medical frontliners. Ngunit sa sesyon sa Senado, nabunyag na wala pa kahit isang kontrata na napirmahan ng gobyerno sa mga gumagawa ng bakuna.
I'm just trying to wonder why we have not been able to sign any contract, the national government. Okay? And apparently, if I read the papers, ang latest na binibintangan ay wala tayong indemnification law. Okay, that's all I'm trying to point out. Huh?
Yes,
And I
Your
don't
Honor.
see anything here in this bill that will hasten the procurement by the national government. What about the national government? Ang national government ba meron ng perfected contract?
Wala pa ho daw.
Wala pa. Nauna yung private sector.
Opo. Opo,
Nauna
Mr.
yung
President.
local government unit.
Yung sa local government unit, it is a tripartite agreement.
Yeah, including the private sector sa tripartite agreement, isn't it?
Yes, Your Honor. Nauna ho sila.
Noong nakarang Martes, inihain ang Senate Bill No. 2057 o ito yung Proposed COVID-19 Vaccination Program Act of 2021 na layong mapabilis ang pagbili ng Pilipinas ng mga kakailanganing bakuna. Ngunit sa posisyon ni Recto, sinabi nito na ang tunay na layo ng panukala ay magkaroon ng indemnification law na inihirit ng vaccine manufacturers para wala silang maging responsibilidad sakaling magkaroon ng mga kaso ng masamang epekto sa mga naturukan ng kanilang bakuna.
I think there's no other provision here except maybe the indemnification. Now, the question is, why is it only now that the national government is telling us that apparently there is this requirement from the suppliers that we need to have a law on indemnification? Why only now? I understand that they've been talking to suppliers for the last how many months?
Your Honor, I'm speaking to, for those online, I apologize if there's a lag, but I'm trying to solicit the information from the head of the vaccines are, Mr. President. And according to him, it was not put forth as a requirement in the early talks with the manufacturers.
Ayon kay Recto, mabuti pa ang ilang lokal na pamahalaan at may kasunduan na sa mga vaccine manufacturers, gayon din ang ilang pribadong kumpanya na nakapagbigay na rin ng 50% down payment.
If the private sector and the local government may perfected contract and the private sector may down payment already, kahit wala pa yung indemnification. So hindi dahilan yung indemnification, isn't it?
I was told by the vaccines are, Mr. President, that with respect to the COVAX purchase, that seems to be the sticky point, yung indemnification.
Okay.
Di naman ni Senate Minority Leader Frank Drilon, kahit wala ang indemnification bill, makakabili ang Pilipinas ng mga bakuna, bagay na sinang-ayunan ni Senator Sani Angara, ang sponsor ng panukalang batas.
Insofar as the indemnification is concerned, we do not need this bill, Mr. President, because the indemnification is governed by our civil code on damages, meaning public officials can be liable if they perform if they're negligent in the performance of their contract, and the indemnification can be answered by the public funds. Can be tapped for indemnification upon orders of the president. Would the gentleman agree with that?
By agreement, by contract. I was told by your fraternity brother that it would have to be by law or by contract, Your Honor, and not just on simple order of the president. But perhaps if there was a contractual agreement, then the president would have to indirectly authorize, since the one signing is most likely his alter ego anyway, Mr. President.
Ipinagtataka naman ni Senator Coco Pimentel kung bakit hindi lubos na natalakay ang pangangailangan para sa indemnification law sa pagbabakuna ng mga Pilipino sa Committee of the Whole hearings na isinagawa ukol sa National Vaccination Program.
Ang reklamo, may reklamo na this matter of the need for indemnification agreement being mentioned now as being required by the vaccine manufacturers and suppliers was not brought out during the committee of the whole hearing. Ano ba nangyari rito? Kailan pa nalaman ito at bakit hindi po na ilabas doon pa mismo sa COW hearings na sana?
I'm not quite certain, Your Honor, to be honest, if it was already brought out during the Committee on the Whole hearings, having not attended all of those hearings.
Ang reklamo, sir, ang reklamo hindi nga daw na-mention nung sa COW. So,
yeah, definitely during the budget. I remember it was not mentioned. Otherwise, we would have put a fund for that, Your Honor.
Pwede natin tanong, sir, tanong natin doon sa mga resource persons with you now who were resource persons in the COW, bakit hindi na-mention?
Your Honor, during the Committee of the Whole. It was mentioned daw. Secretary Duque is mentioning that they mentioned it during the Committee of the Whole hearings, Your Honor, Mr. President.
Okay, so Senator Pangilinan wants to interject something. I'm willing to waive a few minutes.
With the indulgence of the two gentlemen,
Very
Senator
quickly.
Pangilinan is recognized.
Thank you. Yes, we recall that the Secretary Duque mentioned something about indemnification during the Committee of the Whole hearings. But this was said not in the context of it being a prerequisite to signing any supply agreement with any of the vaccine makers.
Samantala, pinasalamatan naman na ni Senator Christopher Go si Pangulong Duterte sa pagsertipika bilang urgent ng panukalang batas.
I laud President Duterte's immediate action in certifying as an urgent measure Senate Bill number 2057 under Committee Report number 185 entitled An Act Expediting the Procurement and Administration of Vaccines for the Protection Against COVID-19, providing funds thereof and for other purposes. Kasama rin po dito ang provisions creating the Vaccine Indemnification Fund. Ang panukalang ito ay para mas mapabilis ang pagkuha natin ng sapat, ligtas at epektibong mga bakuna para sa mga Pilipino.
John Iscosio, Radyo Inquirer Online. Bayan nagtatanong, mamaya nag-usisa.